What's going on, guys? It's Amon-Rellik, the God Slayer. Amon-Rellik Gaming. We're back and more. You know what it is. Be Rising. Today we're going to go through the final tour of the Castle Mukah. Its final build. You got it. First, the entryway. Of course, we have the entryway here. Considering that the size of the castle has to kind of like somewhat mimic, I guess you could say mimic, because like you're kind of building the castle might look small from afar until you zoom in, so you gotta kind of think about it in that sense where the castle looks bigger than what it is. Well, it's bigger than what it looks like. There you go. The walkway here will break off into the left and right, and of course up front, this will be the throne room area. I will save the throne room area for last. First, we will go to the left. And here is our workshop, our workstations, our whole little industry area. We've got, I got to change the floor here. I do not have, this is the last blueprint I need, recipe that I need for a floor pattern is the Regulus. And I do not have it yet, but it will go here in this room. Of course, a beautiful pattern floor that will lead into this room, which is the workshop area for the woodworking and all that good stuff. Sawmill in here and grinder, and of course have all the buffs for everything in here. That's one of the main reasons why the rooms are separated. The main hallway will lead this way to the Devourer, and of course stretch all the way down to the back end of this side of the castle, which will lead outside to the rear end of the castle. And of course the undead and some men are fighting out there, so we'll lead them to that. When you come out of here, directly next to this place is going to be the tailor room. This is where all the tailor stuff goes down, the loom and the tannery and all that good stuff, and of course the tailor's bench and all that good stuff. And then of course, if you take this first room here, you have the library area. Of course, this is where we create our research materials. We take it all the way down to the back, and we have our alchemy room. This is where our blood press and our alchemy table will be. This is where I also store all of my plant collections, and of course create my potions, and of course my my mini blood essences. And of course, again, just making potions as I can. Coming back around, hitting that U-turn, we're gonna be in the forge. Of course, I have the ultimate versions of the Reaper, Slasher, and Mace. Of course, you guys know I use the Reaper as my main, and Snake uses the Slashers as his. So we've got the best weapons for our builds. And in terms of our gear, we have the Blood Moon chest, legs, feet. We are hunting for the Dawn Thorn gloves. And we're also working on getting the final versions of our accessories. We have the Immortal King's mantle. Well, this is, you only would get this if you got the Founders, or I think the Elders pack, the Elder Bloodline pack will give you that, of course. And of course, your helmet is just for show. So I'm working with that. And I have a side one, the General Soul Reaper, which is only because of the fact that it's a special Soul Reaper. It's a special Reaper that you get from killing the big undead generals. Of course, got some furnaces. Got my smithy and the anvil. The reason why I have the smithy as well is because of the iron body. And I'm not sure if I can do that on here. Nope, can't do it on this. So the iron body can be crafted with this as well. So I use that for the iron body. Of course, got stuff stored up. You know what I'm saying? Got some dark silver up in here, and got some scourge stone and all that good stuff. So these are basically the areas in which all of the processes take place and the crafting takes place. So if we were to push right across the other side, it is the garden. Now this garden is pretty big. I'm going to try to show it without dying. Of course, our teleporter. And I've placed some some of this is well placed in terms of how I thought to place it. Some of it I just try to fit it in there because you get so many seeds after a certain point. But some of this is actually placed purposely. Like for instance, these blood roses are placed right along the main seat of the Lord and Count of the Count and Countess, with their statues here, and of course a floating, nice, cool floating chandelier. I've got, of course, all of most of the plants grouped together, except for those that I like to kind of like offset. Of course, I have the final version of the Castle Heart. I am maxed out on it. And of course, this too, I like to lead that, and this will lead into the servant room / my favorite two thralls that I would keep imprisoned. For a max castle, you can only get 9, so I was like, okay, cool. So this is our 9 setup. We haven't got any yet. I've just actually finished up this place. Oh yeah, as you can tell, I did the outside based on like a marble, like a alabaster and marble feels. That's why all the statues are, white. The walls are white. I wanted to make it like a more of a pure looking feel to the garden, a more peaceful looking area. And then, of course, in here, I wanted to create a more burgundy-ish look. A more burgundy and a green and some greens in here. And make it a little bit more Victorian. Which is why I chose the walls I chose in here. Then, of course, we've got... in here, I've also got the special... What is it? The windows that can be opened up, so you can open them up and take a look outside, see what's going on out there in the area. Then of course from there we would head into I could consider this the living room. This is the living room area. Of course we've got. This is where, we would entertain our guests, before we lead them into their fate further into the castle, where they would end up either becoming one of our thralls or food. But this is where we would lull them into their sense of safety. And it's another reason why I made this room more of a burgundy and white along the walls here. Again, trying to keep a more of a lighter tone, but a stricter but lighter tone in that sense. Of course, I placed white curtains on this side because of that. And of course, we have a little alcove area here. Close this door up. And this is like a little area in which we can come outside and come around the corner here. Some beautiful flowers, and it won't let me, but basically it's like a little area that we can sit down and we can view the waterfall from here. Let me see if I can move this. I can move this out of the way. There you go. And then you can come out here and view the waterfall and the area around it. I might actually just switch this around and put this long ways. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'll pick these up and then take this and just put this long ways. Yep, like that. And we can take this, put that right there. Oh yeah. And I'll actually put another chair. I'll actually put another one right along here, like this. I'll do that. Yeah. And then of course, can we fit? Yep, we can. We can. Put the other one right along, like that. Yeah. And then we'll fit the other chair right along next to it. I think I even have it. We'll transform. Alright, so yeah, you know, you can sit out here and, you know, take in the ambiance here. But to continue on, outside of this door would be the, I guess you could say, the courtyard / graveyard. This would lead you outside onto the road, of course, and if you came through this way, we have our tombs. I've got a couple of prison cells out here as well for, you know, anybody else that might, you know, be tasty enough to keep. I have a nice little sitting area with some vases out here, of course, and another area which you could exit out this way as well. And then of course we can go around this side, and of course you'll see more tombs. We got our cell back here, the very end, and then of course in here we've got 2 more chairs, well 4 chairs in here for a nice good sit down again. A nice gargoyle right here in the middle, and then of course you can come out here and fish if you want to fish. You can fish from the spots that pop up, everything like that, and come on back inside. If you've noticed, the trees, I have not planted them. What I have done is I've done my best to try and keep every tree you see is naturally on the map. So I've done my best to try and keep the ground as natural as possible, and kind of like build around it in that sense. And then of course I've tried to keep the gargoyles as well themed. Like out here, all the gargoyles, or like just about all of the gargoyles that are out here, have like the heads in their hands, like the victory, defeating their enemies' heads, and that's because you know, you got these tombs out here. You know, these are the tombs of my defeated enemies. You know, and so it's like, you know, I try to keep it kind of themed up in that sense. And of course, these are also windows that can be opened up. Take a look outside. You know what I'm saying? We've got some nice paintings on the wall. You know, some nice paintings of the mistress. You know what I'm saying? Some nice paintings of the, you know what I'm saying, of the elders. You know, some nice statues and everything like that. Of course, our long table of of meetings, for the meetings and whatnot. And of course, you can come back out here into the courtyard and have a good sit down and at any one of these little areas and take in the majesty. I'm currently using 234 of the 250 that you can max get for a Castle Heart. From what I can tell, the max is 11 days and 2 hours. This is a personal server, but I have not changed anything when it comes to the server settings. So I'm literally playing. I'm playing on a private server, but it's all natural settings. And so once you would leave that area, we would come on up here to the throne room. And in the throne room, we have, of course, our 6 seats and the great throne in which I sit upon. And, of course, 2 coffins. This one is mine. This one belongs to Snake. And I kind of chose to put it here as it would be like the area in which, this is my little study table with my books and stuff. Of course, this is the blood altar where we go and hunt down more victims. We have actually killed quite a few. In the next video, I'm actually putting together all of the different fights leading up to the last ones. We killed a couple since the last video that we did with the boss gauntlet. So I'm gonna make another boss gauntlet. I think I'm gonna make 2 more. And that should be basically all the bosses in the game. Of course, our Athenium. Again, I'm working on getting him this particular amulet. But we've got everything in terms of the blood moon stuff except for the gloves. And of course, we're working on some of the rest of the stuff. Again, we have the slashers, and all that good stuff. We got some nice curtains in here. I put the royal versions of the curtains back here, and the reason why I chose blue for these is because of the ancient Egyptians wore gold, purple, gold, bluish purple, and red as their colors for royalty, and so I try to keep that kind of that same kind of theme, and I kind of like, that's the reason why I like this kind of carpet here, is because of that. And so we have that area, and again we're all set. We are all set. I may do some things, like I may make these walls different, but I figured that since this is like the industrial area, there's no need to make those walls pretty fancy. As you can tell, like for instance, I made these walls royal walls, and I made the walls, of course, in the other 2 rooms, more in depth. When it comes to the map, I have placed myself right at the top of Dunley Farms, right off in this area, and I have claimed every single piece that I could from all the way along here to the very end of this area. The only reason why I haven't been able to extend out is because these rocks and stuff won't allow me to. So, courtyard into the main dining hall, into the servant coffin room, into the garden area, which is separated here with the main little hallway, and of course the throne room, and then of course the industrial area on this side. We have a beautifully mighty castle. Again, I'll try to run through it one last time so you guys can see it from one end to the other. And we'll start from over here. And they are just out there murdering each other. And I'll do it on foot this way so that we can... Yeah, they are murdering each other. course, I can show you that area over there. Nice sit down area. So there you have it, guys. We are up here at the top. We're doing it big. And we are set and ready to go. Thanks, guys, for watching. Amon-Rellik, the God Slayer, Amon-Rellik Gaming. It's been a long ways coming. Now we just gotta knock out these last bit of boss fights. And until then, I'm going into my coffin. And we out.